Hello, hello, and welcome back to another Chris McPherson Show, World Cup Daily. And there's certainly a little bit to talk about with some interesting results overnight. Tough ones if you are one of the hosts. Super 8's got properly lit up, a statement win, a big time upset, and suddenly the points table is turned on its head. Expectation goes out the window. Make sure if you are enjoying the content each and every day to hit subscribe, hit like on the video, get involved in those comments, and of course, check out all of our short snippets to keep you up to date in the sharpest fashion you can across our social media channels. You can find us on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, and on X at The Chris Mack Show. So let's rip into things. Let's talk about these upsets. Let's start with Sri Lanka up against England. England have gone top of the Super 8's Group 2 with a dominant 51-run win in Pallekele. They've done it the hard way, 146 for 9, looked gettable, but they absolutely strangled the chase. Phil Salt was the lone proper pillar of runs for the English, 62. The rest of the batting card was messy. Sri Lanka's spinners, led by Duneth Walaj, with 3 for 26, just kept pulling them back every time England thought they'd broken the shackles. Dustin Shanaka rotated smartly. Madashanka grabbed 2 for 25. Thikshana 2 for 21. And for long stretches, it's fair to say England looked stuck. Will Jack's 21 was the second highest score, coming off 14 deliveries. And it just tells you how tough it was for the players to get going. But then England took up the ball, and Sri Lanka's chase never even got out of the gates. 95 all out. It was chaotic. Will Jack's flipping the game on its head with 3 for 22, bowling 4 of the first 8 overs and ripping the heart out of the innings early. Kusal Mendes chipped one back. Pavan Rathnayaka went skyward and was taken by Jacob Bethel, and Duneth Walaj couldn't clear the infield. Throw in Jofra Archer's 2 for 20, including the key wicket of Pathum Nissanka, and Sri Lanka were 34 for 5 in the power play. You may as well have called it there. The killer detail is Sri Lanka are now on a 12-match losing streak to England in T20 internationals. You even saw Dusan Hamanatha knock his own stumps over, and the back end was all adrenaline, no plan. Sri Lanka tried to slog their way out of trouble, but mishit and saw wickets tumble. England walk away with the points and a huge net run rate boost, while Sri Lanka have suddenly put themselves under significant pressure in this group. Let's go on to our second game, and my oh my, not many saw this coming, and if they did, they certainly wouldn't have seen the margin. India's 12-match T20 winning streak is over. South Africa beating them by 76 runs. It was a complete performance. No signs of luck here. With South Africa's batting, India landed early blows through Jasprit Brummer, who took 3 for 15, and Arshdeep Singh. South Africa were wobbling hard when they were 20 for 3 early doors. And then their recovery was elite. Davey Miller did what only he knows how to do, the Veteran Rescue Act, the way he does it. 63 off 35, read the conditions, targeted the right matchups, and kept the scoreboard moving. DeWalt Brevis brought the X factor with 45 off 29, including some outrageous stroke play to help swing momentum. And Tristan Stubbs supplied the late surge, finishing with 44 off 24, including a brutal last over to lift them to 187, which looked slightly light until it wasn't. South Africa, they took up the ball and their bowling plan was flawless. Aiden Markram took the new ball, snagging Ishan Kishan early, and from there, the squeeze never lifted. Marco Jansen, 4 for 22, was massive. Bounce, changes of pace, and wickets at exactly the right moments. Keshav Maharaj took 3 for 24 and delivered the death by catching overs. 3 boundary riders, 3 grabs, and India's chase fell apart in a heap. India couldn't really ever build anything meaningful. Their biggest partnership was just 35, and the chase was cooked well before halfway. And, well, when you take a look now back, South Africa have just thrown a grenade into this Super 8 permutations, and their net run rate got a serious boost too. They've absolutely taken a big stride towards the semi-finals and rattled India now, who now sit on the back foot trying to work out what they need to do. The recipe is simple. They have to win their next 2 games if they want to make the semi-finals of their home World Cup. That takes us on to our preview, and only one game to come overnight, and it is the West Indies up against Zimbabwe. And this one is spicy from a few different angles. 2 undefeated teams, two teams that weren't expected to get to this point undefeated, one that may not have been expected by many to get here at all in Zimbabwe, but both of them feel like they've got some real momentum. Zimbabwe have been the story of the tournament, unbeaten in the groups and doing it with a repeatable formula. Blessing Muzrabani striking at the start and the end, Brian Bennett proving top order stability, and Sikandar Raza landing the momentum punches, swinging things when that needs to happen. The West Indies, they look a little bit deeper on paper, it's fair to say, but we also know they can be inconsistent in these big tournaments. Shai Hope's in form. He's controlling the innings without slowing down. Shimron Hetmeyer looks refreshed at number 3 and absolutely looks like that spell in the SA20 has done him wonders. And Shafane Rutherford, well, his finishing has absolutely been top shelf. On Team Watchers, Romario Shepherd is set to return for the West Indies. If he's fully fit, he'll likely come in for Matthew Ford, which feels a bit tough. Ford has been solid, but what Shepherd can offer is top tier. And that should give the West Indies that 3-seamer, 3-spinner balance that plays so nicely at the Wankiti. The key battle for this one has to be Blessing Muzrabani up against Shai Hope. Hope will set the tempo. Muzrabani's been getting the key and early breakthroughs. If Zimbabwe can nick some early wickets led by Muzrabani, then they can absolutely make this a scrap and anything is possible. If the Windies get out of the blocks and start exploding, it could be a big number that they're chasing down though. Well, that's your overnight wrap. England smashed Sri Lanka for a net run rate boost. South Africa drop a hammer on India. And now the Super 8s are properly sparked up after yesterday's damp squib of a washout to start things. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to subscribe on the channel. Hit like on the video. Of course, hit the bell icon down below to get those notifications as well each and every time we drop a video. Get involved in the comments. Let us know who else you see is maybe springing an upset in the coming days. Are India on the ropes or is it just a little bump in the road? And make sure, of course, to share the show with your cricket-loving friends. Don't forget you can catch us across your socials as well. At The Chris Mack Show is where you'll find us. And we look forward to seeing you on the next episode of your home of the Black and White of Sports. No grey opinions here.